Hey guys, Whitefallwolf here, and since I've been playing Noble Knights, I've been requested to do some tips, tricks and combos with them. I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can, cause my phone don't have that much space left on it, so we're gonna start off with some Medraut plays. You open Medraut or reinforcement of the army into Medraut. You have to open any one of these re-equipable spell cards. You cannot open with Excalibur and Gwen at this time because they don't re-equip. So let's go with Caliburn. So you open Caliburn, gain a 500 life point of course. He becomes an effect monster. You use the effect to special summon Borz. Now you have 4 cards in hand and 3 on board, so right now you're at +1. Medraut has to destroy Caliburn, making it re-equipped to Borz. You gain 500 again. Borz becomes effect monster. You use Borz effect to net you 3 cards. I usually pick these, and then either Gallatin or Destiny. Let's just go with Gallatin. So randomly add one of these to the hand. If Gwen enters the graveyard, you add the +3. If she enters the hand, it was only a +2 of the display. But let's just say, for example, that you add Gallatin, because then you could equip Gallatin to Medraut, making Medraut an effect monster too, and you would be able to exceed into the sacred Noble Knight King, the level 5 guy, right there. These would be sent to the graveyard. His effect would activate to equip 3, and Gallatin would activate to re-equip itself. Unfortunately, this play is not really that good. You don't really want to go into the exceeds that often anymore, since you have Gwen, because she does so much on its own, and it's just good to have the knights on board. Up next we have Medraut, and this time you have to open Destiny. This is kind of a soft lock. So you equip Destiny to Medraut. Medraut will put out Tristan. Medraut will destroy Destiny, which will be re-equipped to Tristan. And Tristan's effect is that Noble Knight monsters other than Tristan cannot be targeted or attacked while they are under 1800 attack. Medraut is 1700, so Tristan protects him from being attacked and targeted, and Destiny protects Tristan for 2. Even if they were to destroy Tristan multiple times, Destiny would just re-equip after Tristan was sent to Medraut, and you can use Medraut's effect again. So this combo is really good. Medraut again. Let's go with the. This is just a standard play actually. Let's say you open a re-equipable spell. Actually, this time it doesn't really have to be a re-equipable spell. It could be. Its better example would be either one of these. Let's go with Gwen. You get Gwen. You use this guy's effect, and this is only if you play Black Sally. You special summon Black Sally, and Medraut will have to destroy this one. Put it in a graveyard. So you can use Black Sally to tribute off himself to add Noble Arms, and you grab Destiny from the deck and equip Destiny to Medraut, and you can make him possibly survive a second turn where you can use this effect again. But now you have Black Sally in the graveyard. Also, Sally is level 5, so this is another play to go into Sacred Noble Knight. It's not really that good. This card is player's preference. Let's go for the Medraut OTK. So you have to open up a re-equipable spell. This has to be a re-equipable spell. Let's just go with Arf this time. And you have to have these 3 cards in hand. This could be any re-equipable spell, but you have to have these 3 in hand. So the following combo goes: you equip Medraut to with this. You use Medraut's effect to bring out Whitefallwolf, making this destroyer and be re-equipped to Whitefallwolf, making Medraut a normal monster. So you special summon Gawain, overlay these two, Heroic Champion Excalibur, detach both, 4000 attack. This guy's effect will add you Gawain back to the hand and making him pop the Arf, but Arf cannot be re-equipped since it's already re-equipped. So you special summon this because this guy is a normal light again. Then you exceed into Blade Armor Ninja and detaching. Now you have 8400 on board, and if you have Noble Arms Gallatin in your hand, because every Noble Arms except Excalibur and Gwen says they can be equipped to just warrior type monsters, but only re-equipped to Noble Knights. So you can make Blade Armor 3200 attack twice, so that would be 10,400 right there. One of the last Medraut combos, actually not a combo but more of a tip. Let's see where they put this guy. There we go. Doesn't matter whether you open any Noble Arms in this case. Let's just go with this. You use Medraut's effect and then you put out, because I really like Archer, he's really good. Medraut destroys this one and you overlay these two guys into Whitefallwolf chain and you detach Whitefallwolf chain. You have to detach the normal, and then you will put there she is. And then you will put Lady of the Lake on top of the deck, so you can revive it next turn with this. Also, the Whitefallwolf chain is really good because you can send, if you play Black Sally, or you can send Lady of the Lakes to the graveyard. You can send normals to the graveyard. You can send Gwen to the graveyard. This deck has a lot of cards that you really want in the graveyard. But yeah, that's it for some of the Medraut plays. Then there's the standard Borz play. This is also really good. Let's just say this. So you have 4 cards in hand. You get this guy's effect, and send this, and I usually send this. You send Arf because Arf is really good, but only at 1. It's really good against Gear, for example, against the armor, because it just pops set cards, not back rows, set cards. But let's say Borz gets you this, and you either add Destiny or Excalibur to the hand and Gwen is sent to the graveyard. This is simply just a +2. It's so really good when Gwen enters the graveyard, but only when Gwen enters. Another play is, this involves 2 Tristan. Let's say you summon Tristan and it survives for a turn. It's just hypothetical, it probably won't, but if you get 2 Tristans on board and you have Arf, you can actually equip Arf to 1 Tristan, making Arf pop a set card, so Tristan will permanently be 1300 attack. Then this Tristan will pop this Arf, making it re-equipped to the other Tristan, and you pop another set card. So this Tristan loses 500 attack, making it 1300. Now both Tristan, because Tristan says you cannot attack other Noble Knight monsters than Tristan if they have under 1800 attack. So both Tristan will protect each other because they're both named Tristan. It's kind of like marauding captains. It's really good, but it happens rarely, but it's still good to know. What else do we got? We have, I want to just show that all these guys, you have to remember that they are normal light monsters. You have all these which are normal lights, and this guy can special summon while they are normal lights. So it's very easy for this deck to go into something like Exiton Knight, 101 Shark. It's just very easy for this deck to do stuff like that. Other thing I want to show is that some people play this guy. He can be really good, but I'm just gonna go with an example. You have Gwen in graveyard and you summon this guy. This guy he's speed stick obviously, because he's 1900 and becomes dark. His level is increased like all the others, but he is not a normal, well not. He is, if you have Lady in the graveyard, you can just summon her with this guy. If you use Deck Devastation Virus on this guy, because it just says when he's sent with a Noble Arms, you get to add 1 Noble Arms for a graveyard to the hand. So you can deck dev this guy while he's equipped with either Gallatin or Queen, and you will add 1 Noble Arms from the graveyard to the hand. Or if you have Black Sally on field by tributing a normal light monster, special from a hand or graveyard, and you use this guy to tribute off Paradur, you will actually get to add Noble Arms from the deck, and also get to recollect the Noble Arms from the graveyard to the hand. Like these 2 cards, they are player's preference, but some choose to run 1. I have yet to test Paradur, but I've tested Black Sally, and he was alright. Then obviously there's the Exceed Blades. The King Artorigus and the Sacred King. That's if you have, let's just go with Tristan and Paradur. It's just these 2 exceeds into this guy, making him collect all the up to 3 Noble Arms from the graveyard. And let's say you add Caliburn, you add discard and discard. Sometimes Gallatin too, but this is really good because with this guy you can now destroy up to 3 spell and trap cards on the board. You can destroy your own cards. This deck functions kind of like Insectus. Also with Tristan, you want to pop your own cards at some times. Actually, Gallatin is a better example. So you go this, let's say the Gallatin has been draining you down to like 400. So you gain the 500 for turn, and you use this guy to pop 1 of your opponent's back row, but 2 of your own cards. So you pop these 2, and they will then re-equip. So you can gain another 500, and this resets to 1000 attack. You have to remember you can destroy your own cards also with Tristan. So they will re-equip and reset, and you can gain the effect once more. Now your opponent will usually try to destroy Excalibur, because it's hard for them to deal with when they cannot target your monsters, even if you have, especially when you have really large monsters. So they will try to pop this. When this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it to, if you have the rank 4 guy, you can overlay the rank 5 guy onto the rank 4, sending the equips back to the graveyard. But so you get this guy's effect, and he will try to add up to 3, and these will start a chain to re-equip themselves, so you can actually get 5 arms on board. The same goes other way around. If you have the 5 guy, you can banish the Excalibur to overlay the 4 onto the 5 guy. This is actually really well to remember. It's so good because mid to late game you want to go into the exceeds. You sometimes has to, but if you can prevent from going into the exceeds, you're in a much better position, because your Noble Knights function so well alone just with Gwen. I mean, like Tristan, he is one of my favorite Noble Knights in the deck, because top decking Tristan or just playing with Tristan, you don't have to play 3. I think 3 is too blocky, but 2 along with Gwen when you have her in the graveyard is just too good. Obviously Medraut and Borz are the best opening plays, there's no doubt there, but Tristan is one of my favorite because it's just so versatile. He has a very good effect. Yeah, that's simply just some combos I wanted to show you guys.